What is it with Sadhguru and motorcycles?
These days I'm on four wheels.
But you haven't given up your love for bikes, or have you?
It's just that when I started, trekking in the jungles when I was 10, 11. I would be gone. If I had 10 rupees in my pocket, I would organize my food and I'm gone with this little note in the house. I can imagine my parents, I always wished I shouldn't have a boy, ever.
Girls can run away too on bikes.
They run later. They don't run at 10, 11. And they're on a pillion, they're usually pillion. And if they find a good rider, no problem. I'm saying, the thing was, it's not about the motorcycle or this or that, it is just that I was a cloud of million questions all the time. And wherever I looked, nobody had a sensible answer. Everybody has standard answers that they've heard from somewhere. Nobody has a genuine experiential answer. So, there's a restlessness to explore just about anything. When I was 10, 11 years of age, I would be gone into the forest for 3, 4 days. Once food ran out and I couldn't survive there, I would come back. So, initially a lot of excitement, but later on they kind of settled down, they knew I'll get back. So when I became 14, 15, I cycled across South India. Not because I'm a cycling enthusiast, not like today, wearing a helmet and suited, booted for cycling, no. Simply I cycled because cycling is little faster than walking. The moment I became 17, I still didn't have a license, but I found a motor to my cycle, which became a motorcycle. So, that because it went little faster. It supported my restlessness to know something, I didn't even know what the hell it is. I didn't know what I was looking for, but I had questions about anything I looked at. Everything in the universe looked like a question mark to me.
But the question about the motorcycle is really to ask whether the motorcycle, the Land Rover or Land Cruiser, which one is it now? Land Rover, Land Cruiser, I'm not sure. But whatever, the four wheels, the helicopter. I think you once said somewhere that I like… that whether… if it moves on land, water or air, I like it.
This is not… one thing is I like anything that works, and machines work.
Yeah.
The more efficiently work, the better they are. And why it's important is, after all, what is the quality of an individual human being? How smoothly and how efficiently your body, mind and everything functions is the quality of a human being, isn't it? So machines always excited me, whether it's a bicycle or motorcycle or because of, lack of the necessary, probably the fitness that I was at that time. I crisscrossed India on a motorcycle. Today it would be hard, so you get into something a little more comfortable.
But while that makes you a very interesting character to observe, did you ever worry that you'd be labelled or dubbed a rich person's guru? This is the Sadhguru who flies his own planes, who likes his BMW, who likes his game of golf, who likes having a little frisbee match on the
Let's come to that. See, the thing is, I wouldn't mind. I even sometimes I ride a bullock cart. Nobody reports that. I love to handle the bulls and I still drive them sometimes. But now I want to have a conversation with you. This afternoon till 2 o'clock, I was in Jodhpur.
Yes.
I could have come by bullock cart or a camel cart. You had to wait for 5 days. I came on time, you must appreciate that.
So it's about efficiency is what you're saying?
Yes. So I personally learned to fly a helicopter, where I don't have the time for these things, but I somehow fit in this and learned because 70% of our work is in rural India. I thought this little helicopter I could set the place on fire because I'm half the time stuck, half my life I'm on the road stuck in some traffic, driving myself, all the time behind huge… everywhere. There's no place in the country where there's no traffic jams. Believe me, even in rural India there are traffic jams. So I thought a helicopter would really revolutionize our work. I picked up the thing, I got my license, FAA license, but in India it's so difficult to get the license because many of these rules were made before Wright brothers came.
Well, according to some, the plane was also made before the Wright brothers came. And they say it was made in the Vedic ages.
They're not very wrong. Conceptually it was made. Whether physically they're built or not, we don't have proof for that. Conceptually,
Conceptually, it's about imagination, to think that you can move from place A to place B.
No. You cannot conceptually imagine something entirely. Even if you imagine, you must be able to produce you must understand the principles in some way as to why something flies.
Yeah.
If you don't understand why something flies, it'll be like that, once it happened, a little turtle, with great effort, climbed a tree, went to the edge of a branch and jumped, fell flat. Lot of pain. Slowly again he crawled up. In another 2 days, again up, jumped, fell down, again up, fell down. After a few days, two birds were sitting on the opposite tree. They were talking and they said, I think it's time we tell him he's adopted. So I'm saying, what cannot fly, you cannot make it fly.
Yes.
People thought in detail as to what can fly, what cannot fly. Conceptually they thought, whether they built or not, we don't know. And it is an established fact, they calculate the speed of light. Some individual cannot calculate the speed of light just like that if there was no whole scientific culture around him. No individual will just drop from heaven and calculate the speed of light, okay? There must have been a scientific culture, otherwise it won't happen. But we need to understand, there is a difference between science and technology.
But there's also a difference between science and mythology. Some things are just great stories, that doesn't mean they actually happened.
See, for example, there are images or there are sketches which probably somewhere between 3,000 to 4,000 years ago were made, where it clearly shows a turtle and a round planet sitting on it and going around. Turtle is the best example, best analogy for a planetary movement, because a turtle cannot accelerate. Same speed, he just keeps going. So a round planet on a turtle is the best way to describe how a planet moves around. And the very word for geography in this country is Bhugol, which means it's a round planet. So it is not because of Galileo we know it's a round planet, we have always known. How do we know? We can't know just one scientific fact and not know the other aspects related to it. So this thing about anything Indian beating it down is because one thing is that culture has evolved because half the people, their brains are in Greenwich Mean Time. They've still not gotten out of the 1948, whatever happened. We struggled for independence, we came out, not just to send them out, but to be who we are. So that problem is still there. And now there are upstarts who claim all kinds of things. There has to be an even balance, not beating down this or pumping it up in an unrealistic way. But you cannot deny Indian mind has thought about things that nobody had thought about in those times. There is no question about that. But there is a distinction between science and technology. Science can evolve because of certain intelligence. Technology needs material, manifestation. Now we are trying to claim technology, which we should not. If we just focus on science, many things will be attributed to India for sure.
Kali means she's time. Kali worship has been there for many millennia. Ultimately, your skull also will hang on her mala one day because she is time. Kali also means emptiness or space.
So, Prakash from Mumbai, when I have nothing to do, what is the best way to kill the time?
I'm glad all of you got it. Oh, I didn't know people in Mumbai had nothing to do. They're usually busybodies. Well, you are going to kill time? No, time is killing you every moment. It is time which kills you, not about you ever killing time. Now, you're in Mumbai and you know the whole controversy right now going on about Kali. I know the controversy is of political nature, but now that Kali is in picture, let me tell you what Kali means. Kali means she's time. All those skulls around her neck, I want you to understand the present imagery of Kali, of being fierce and the queen of the battles and chopping off demons' heads and all this, is only approximately 14 to 1500 years old. But Kali worship has been there for many, many millennia. So these are more recent images, and in the last 2-3 centuries she's become more of a benevolent mother and all these things. I think these are all external influences which have happened, but essentially Kali means time. Ultimately, your skull also will hang on her mala one day, because she is time. She is Mahakali. And because of that, time is always dancing away, never stopping, isn't it? You can stop your watch if you want, but time won't stop. Only Americans have the habit of turning 1 hour forward, backward once a year. Otherwise, it's always running away. Once I did time travel. See, I'm not an ordinary… Oh. Worldwide they're waiting, the guru will say something wise, but I'm fooling around. Because that is the wisdom of life, that you don't get so bloody serious about your existence. Fool around a little bit, huh? No, the boys are understanding fooling around differently. I'm not talking about that. With yourself, make a fool of yourself because you are a bloody fool. You're sitting on this tiny little mud ball which you call as planet Earth in the middle of nowhere, and how many things you think about yourself and how significant you become when you're just a speck. Both in terms of space and time, you occupy just a speck of this cosmos. Kali represents both time and space. The word Kali means… Kala means time, Kala also means emptiness, or Kali also means emptiness or space. So there is only one term in yoga for both time and space because we don't see it differently. It's modern intellect which is trying to see it like this. Because there is space, because there is point A and point B, it takes time to travel this distance. Why don't you see it this way? Because there is time, there is a possibility of point A and point B. I'm saying you can go on doing chicken and egg business with it. So we don't see it as different. You can go on arguing which is first, time first or space first, chicken first or egg first. This has been going on. The wisdom of life is like… One day, Shankaran Pillai, it was a reunion of their college people after many years, 15-20 years later. So they all went to a big restaurant where all the friends were, when they reunion, they have to speak loudly. Hello? Because within 10 minutes, half of them will be nearly drunk. You have to speak very loudly to get your so-called friend. that you don't see each other for 15 years, but you're best of friends, all right? So others were busy talking and drinking, and Shankaran Pillai, everybody ordered all kinds of food. Shankaran Pillai just waiting for the food, he's hungry. He's not interested in the conversation because he knows when he was in college also they spoke no sense. Now, nonsense matures. Yes. See, you listen to your teenage children, they're kuchu 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 kuchu, they're going. You think, what nonsense are they talking like this non-stop? But they listen to your conversations and say, this is dumb nonsense. Because they see their nonsense is matured. Nothing really big change happened. Same thing, taking on different forms. So, Shankaran Pillai just sat there waiting for food. Then this debate came up. Is chicken first or egg first? Big argument happening among all these people, almost fighting over it. Then somebody poked Shankaran Pillai in the rib. Hey, what is this? You're just sitting there, what do you think? Does chicken come first or egg come first? Shankaran Pillai looked like this and said, whichever they ordered first will come. So, Mr. Prakash, Kali, time is killing you. Don't ever think you can kill time. What you're saying is, there is nothing you can do about time. You cannot use time, you cannot kill time. You can make use of yourself or you can kill yourself. This you can do.
How our spiritual practice can help us manage time, information and energy you talked about.
Definitely helps you to manage energy, isn't it? Definitely it does. Information, to manage your information properly or not to succumb to the tendencies caused by the information, of the past information, energy is a very important part. The old rut has formed. If you want to get out of it, you need some energy. You don't have enough power, you can't get out of it. It will take you in the same rut. So if you generate sufficient energy, you can also handle the tendencies caused by the old information. The karma can be broken only if you have the needed energy. So these two things, it definitely serves. Above all, once your energies are in a certain way, what somebody does in 24 hours, you may do it in 6 hours. Or what you do in 24 hours, somebody may do it in 3 days, which is a fact for us. So all three things are being managed in a certain way. But specifically about time, if we want to have a grasp of time, then we would need a sadhana which is of a different nature. If you want to have mastery over time, there's a completely different kind of sadhana. This gives you some, but mainly it's focused towards handling the karmic information and the energy. If one wants to have mastery over time, it needs a different approach. If you have to go that way, either you must have an enormous understanding of various aspects of life, it'll become extremely scientific, or you must be simply willing to listen. If you have either one of these qualities, it's possible. The first one that I said, an enormous understanding, that will not happen in a short time. It cannot happen in a short time. It takes a lot of It takes a lot. It would take lifetimes for people to understand how it actually happens. What is time? I know science has some explanations for time. It's fine, they've taken a few steps, but it's nowhere near the ultimate reality of what is time. So, I would say, going into that such sadhana right now limits itself to only those people who will simply listen. If I tell them, jump into your well, they will jump. Not an open well, tube well. Yes. If I say, jump into your tube well, they will squeeze themselves and go into the tube well. If they are like that, we can do kala-related sadhana. You have heard of Kirtimukha? Every temple is adorned with the image of Kirtimukha. When Shiva said simply, you eat yourself up. He said, I'm hungry. He said, you eat yourself up. He simply ate himself up. Only his face, mouth and hands were left. Everything else he ate himself up. So, Shiva said, you are a glorious face. You are above all gods. So, every temple has the face of Kirtimukha, where hands are into the mouth, everything, the body is gone, he ate it up. His own body, he ate it up. Because Shiva said, no reason, no sense, but simply ate it up. So he rose above all gods. What is being said is that he rose above time and space and everything. He is above gods means he is risen beyond all these dimensions. Because even gods are subject to some of these realities. He is above all that. So bringing back food cultivation also means a support system. Without that it won't work. So we are talking about within 50-kilometer range, for every farmer who grows fruit, there must be first thing cold storage or some value addition kind of thing. So we are talking to CII, I just addressed the CII council. In principle, they're all in agreement. But in the policy, we have inculcated this, that anybody who goes into augmenting agricultural produce, those who invest, they must get a gestation period longer than the normal industry. We are talking about 8 to 12 years, because I want the industry to invest first before the farmer. You make the farmer invest first and then the industry may come or may not come, this is leading to a place. I plant fruit trees and my fruit grows all rotten. The next thing is I either chop down the trees and never again plant a tree, or I hang from the tree. This is what is happening. So this has to change means first industry must invest, then farmer. We are also looking at forming large-scale FPOs or farmer producer organizations. There are many legal issues, we are trying to work a legal platform through which this can be done. Rajasthan is the 11th state, very happy to be here.
सबकी ओर से हम आपका यहाँ स्वागत करना चाहते हैं। ये मेरे लिए पर्सनली और मैं समझती हूँ राजस्थान के लिए एक बहुत बड़ी चीज है कि आज आपकी यात्रा हमारे राजस्थान के अंदर से निकल के जा रही है। आपको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद कि आपने आज इस विशाल कार्यक्रम के अंदर हम सबको इसके साथ फिर से जोड़ने का संकल्प दिलवाने का काम यहाँ किया।
आप पूरे देश के अंदर हमारी लुप्त हुई नदियों को पुनर्जीवित करने के लिए और हमारी नदियों को बचाने के लिए अभियान में निकले हैं। आपकी यात्रा निश्चित तौर पर हम सब के लिए प्रेरणादायक रहेगी।
The political leadership in the country is making a clear statement that they are beyond their personal ideologies and opinions. They are willing to stand up and make this happen.
I'm asking the people of this nation, are you willing to stand up and make it happen? A time has come in the country where every citizen has to stand up and express their concern and support for preserving the soil and water.
Are we, a human being, becoming stupid? Are we slave? Is this the modern life?
Life has become so much better because of a phone. The solution is only consciousness, there is no other way.
In the era of democratization of technology, innovation, smartphone, internet, social media, we are becoming more and more dependent on all of those tools. I am one of them. They are as important today as food, as water, as breath, as air. I'm sorry for the question. Are we, a human being, becoming stupid? Are we slave? Is this the modern life, life slavery for you?
No, I don't see it that way. Even if you were a caveman, you would carry a stick in your hand.
Sure.
You would never keep the stick down because it was necessary. Maybe there was a snake, maybe there was an animal, maybe there was something else. Always a stick. Today you're carrying a cell phone. I don't see any difference. That stick was useful at that time. This phone is useful now. Now, this is technology which has enabled us to do so many things. I remember 25 years ago, 30 years ago, when I was building the foundation, I had to go into those booths with a black phone and make 100, 200 calls at a time. Today, if I just think about it, my phone calls, all right? If I say a word, it'll call who I want and it's done. So life has become so much better because of a phone. But now people are in a state of compulsiveness. Anything you give, they're so compulsive, they make it into suffering. Compulsive eating, compulsive drinking, compulsive everything. So the problem is not phone, problem is not something else, compulsiveness is the problem. The solution is only consciousness, there is no other way.
And controlling ourselves.
No, not controlling, becoming conscious. If you become conscious, you're liberated, not controlled.
The human being is swinging like a pendulum between animal nature and divine nature. This moment you're wonderful, next moment you can turn nasty. As long as the animal nature is alive in you, divinity is just a dream. Fundamental spiritual process is towards this, to dissolve the animal nature in you. So every day in the morning for 2 minutes you're a dog, for 2 minutes you're a bird, for 2 minutes you're a snake. 6 months, you just go through this every day. Somebody pokes you, you'll notice the dog doesn't growl anymore. It's been put to sleep. That needs to happen. That must happen in every human being, isn't it? When everybody puts their dogs and cats to sleep within themselves, only then you will truly see human potential flowering, truly wonderful things happening around.
If human beings have to be well, the only way is to turn inward because the basis of human experience is within us. Light and darkness happens within us. Pain and pleasure happens within us. Joy and misery happens within us. Agony and ecstasy happens within us. So yoga day, what this means is not up, not out, in is the only way out. This is the fundamental message.
Sadhguru, what is the exact nature of the relationship between any guru and his disciple? Is the guru an authoritarian, a parent, a friend?
This is the corniest question you can ask. Friend, I'm willing to be, but I'm not actually. If I be your friend, It's good for me, but not at all good for you. Because a friend means what? Somebody who supports you in your limitations. Somebody who makes you feel comfortable. Somebody who sustains your ego. Would you make friendship with somebody who punctures your ego? You will not. Somebody who shores up your ego, somebody who buttresses your ego, that is the one whom you would choose as a friend. So friend, definitely not. That you must know by now. Parent, I have great regard and reverence for mine and yours, but parenthood happened out of certain ignorance, out of certain compulsions. Most people didn't know what they were doing. You were 10, 12 years of age, you were just fine. You became 14, 15, 16, your very innerts got poisoned with other kinds of chemicals. Suddenly you looked at this woman, all kinds of things happened. You looked at this man, all kinds of things happened. They were quite okay, just last year. But now suddenly you look, suddenly everything looks somehow. Somehow, from within you got poisoned in such a way that everything started looking in a certain way. You will see, once this hormonal hijack is over, you look at everybody looks normal. You look at a man or a woman, they look just normal. When this was on, you looked at them, they looked like fire. It consumed you, it was not unreal, it was real. It was very real, isn't it? So, parents are generally people who are trying to do all the things that they could not do in their own lives through their children. Normally, not always. Some of them are here, so… we keep seeing this. Our school teachers kept coming to me, people who are running the school come and tell me, we made it very clear to the parents, once you put your child into Isha Home School, we are not going to give you a marks card. We are not going to put up a marks card and say your child is better than somebody else's child. Everything is being done, a great amount of striving to see that the child flowers. Many things, very elaborate things are being done, which very few schools in the world can ever do. But slowly, they're okay, they know it's nice, children are developing well, they're physically, mentally, they seem to be much more mature than themselves, which is very threatening. But all that is fine. But when they go back for the vacation, the neighbor's children, they say, we got 92. What is your number? Our kids don't know what number they belong to. What number? We don't have numbers. So parents feel very diffident, my child doesn't have a better number. Oh, they come back and they get worked up. And they come and say, no, this should happen, my child is not doing as well as he could. If my child goes to some other school, he would get 100 out of 100. Then I told them, next time somebody raises this, just tell the parents, first bring their marks cards. All the parents should bring their mark sheets. Let's see how much they got. We'll say it's just genetic. If your child got 23 instead of 92, it's genetic problem, you know. One or two parents, once you ask this question, the rumor spreads on, they're going to ask for your marks card, don't ever ask about your children. So parent, definitely not. Authoritarian? I think I fit into that. An authoritarian means… usually you think authoritarian means a Hitler, a Stalin or a Mussolini or somebody else like that. No, they really had no control over anything. All the time things were freaking around them. They were trying to keep control in the most violent ways, but they never had control over anything. Yes, things were always falling apart around them. But I think I fit into that label much better than them, because when it comes to life, it doesn't matter what you say, what you think, what you do, what I say will happen when it comes to life, fundamental life. So I am an authoritarian because I don't listen to anybody. With simple things of life, even if a child speaks, I will listen with great respect. But when it comes to certain aspects of life, it doesn't matter who. If God comes, I will not listen to him because I know better than him. This sounds absolutely egoistic, stupid, Mike Tyson-like. But what can I do? When it comes to life, fundamental life, I am an absolute authoritarian. There's no question, there are no two ways about it. You quote the scripture to me, I will dismiss it. You bring your Pandit to me, I will dismiss him. You bring anybody to me. You wake Buddha up from his grave and bring him, I'll still dismiss him unless he agrees with me. So I am a total authoritarian when it comes to life. I think I fit into that label better than anything else. Okay with you?
If something in you became quieter, clearer, or maybe even more restless after this video, then it was already worth it. Let us know what you felt, tell us your city, and if you can, subscribe and send it to someone who would appreciate this too. These little actions help the message go further. Thank you, Big Hug, and see you in the next video.